And you're on.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here with the Fort Mojave Mesa Fire District, Station 91 and 92 today. Thank you guys for coming to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I was just saying, we look very serious here. Look at those. I would love for you guys to start with who you are, what your position is, and kind of what got you into firefighting. And then we'll get into everything else.
Perfect. So I'm Kevin Smith, the Assistant Chief for Fort Mojave. I started here in 1996, and fire service was in my blood. My dad was in the fire service, and then my brother, my older brother, 6 years older, he got in when I was in high school. So it's the only thing I knew.
Yeah.
I came here from Southern California in 1996, started as a reserve firefighter, and have now promoted through the ranks to Assistant Fire Chief.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very exciting. How about you, John?
So I have been in Fort Mojave just for a short period of time. I came transplant from the Midwest originally. I am the Fire Marshal and Deputy Administrator for the Fire District. I started out my career as a volunteer firefighter in Southern Ohio.
Wow.
Unlike Kevin, I didn't have family in the fire service, had a lot of friends. Small town volunteer fire department, volunteered with them. Got my paramedic very early on and did that full time. The fire department were volunteering, then went in full time in the fire service in '82. Transitioned to a chief's position. Went through the ranks over, of course, about 25 years. Transitioned to fire chief in 2006, and I've been in 3 different states before landing here. This is the final stop on the train. So,
Good.
along with Kevin
we
trying
to keep you.
along with Kevin trying to make Fort Mojave a better place and leave a legacy that we can be proud of and help the department.
I love it. I'd love to really talk about the department and kind of, a lot of changes have happened really since you guys have kind of taken it and, ran with it recently in the last few years.
Correct. We have. There have been big changes. Currently, we've had our current fire chief, Chris Pardee. He's been the fire chief for the past year. And he promoted me to my current position in July, and then we were fortunate to bring John in and set up Fire Chief Party's management team, ending with John the first of this year.
It's very exciting. Can we talk a little bit about your district? I mean, I know there's lots to talk about. You guys have a lot going on.
We do. When I started, we were actually 3 fire stations, as we had the contract with the Mojave Indian tribe, Fort Mojave Indian tribe, and so we had the station at the Avi Casino, and that was a contract. So when the contract came up for renewal, we didn't put in for it, and we absorbed the firefighters at that time back to this side of the river. So now we're 2 stations. We have grown not only in personnel, but in call volume has dramatically increased. Currently, we're slotted for 5 firefighters at each station every day with a on-duty battalion chief. We're allowed to have 4 firefighters at each station due to sick time, vacation time. So the minimum we'll have is 4 at each station plus the on-duty battalion chief, 24/7, 365.
You don't even think about everyone moving into town, how that really affects, the fire station and the areas and really the manpower that you guys need.
Correct. Yeah, the fire service has changed, and today's fire is different than yesterday's fire, meaning it's hotter, faster, and how many people we have to put on scene to handle that fire is different than yesterday. And when I say yesterday, pre-1980. So today's fire is different, and now is 14 people need to be responding to that fire, and as soon as we say yes, it is a fire, then that number goes to 17.
Wow.
And we only have 8 on a day, so we rely on mutual aid partners, Bullhead City and Mojave Valley Fire.
Very cool. Jeff, we have a few pictures. Let's pull them up and kind of go through them with the guys.
How about we run the video first?
Not yet.
Oh.
We're not there.
Okay,
Let's
well,
go
I
with
don't have
pictures.
the pictures ready. I don't know what happened here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go.
But-
Let's go the video. We can go the
Okay,
video.
we'll leave it.
So we really
Fort
talked a
Mojave
lot
Mesa
about
is hiring.
hiring and kind of needing to get these younger group of kids in and interested, and to really be able to keep them long term. Hopefully, you're hoping to have the homegrown people who want to stay here and are vested in the area.
Correct. So this is a video that was put together actually right before I came on board, but it's an excellent recruitment video. It just shows kind of the overview of what our department does, some of our apparatus, and some of the scenes we've been on. And it's an introductory to what you might see in the fire service. Hopefully it captures attention, and then we can have these folks come in and mentor them to join the fire service.
Yeah.
Fort Mojave Mesa is hiring firefighters right now. Fort Mojave Mesa is right between Las Vegas and Phoenix. Not only do they fight fire, but they also do emergency medical services. If you want to work for Fort Mojave Mesa, go to publicsafetyanswers.com/FT Mojave Mesa, or as always, you can click the link in our bio on Instagram. Don't miss out on a great opportunity with a great fire department. Apply for Fort Mojave Mesa today. Fort Mojave.
So we talked a little bit about really how the program has changed far from when you guys went through the programs, and kind of what it looks to now, and really the flexibility of being able to come out of school and being over 18 and start these programs. And also really, even the generation 25 or so that are kind of working and really haven't found a career, the flexibility of the program.
Yes. So when the folks that have been in the fire service for probably a decade or more, like Kevin and I have been in a traditional program where you went through a fire academy. Typically, by the time you went through the fire academy or EMT academy, it was close to 2 years when you were done, 18 months to 2 years. If you did paramedic on top of that, you were at easily at 3 years in a program. And it was all classroom based, a lot of hands-on time. So if you wanted a career in the fire service and you were doing something else, it was unlikely you were going to make that jump because you couldn't dedicate the time for those classes. Today, that's much different. Today, we have a couple opportunities. One that starts with a program in high school as a junior, senior, that you have the ability to get a fire certification through the WAVE program. That's a program that's been brought to the river by Bullhead Fire Department, and we have information available on that. That's something, if you're an early thinker about your career, you can work into that through high school and have a fire degree or fire certification when you graduate, and then go on to EMT. For us,
So exciting.
exactly. For us, for recruitment retention, especially recruitment, we now have the ability to do things a little different. And I think Kevin mentioned earlier about COVID, Kevin, about how that changed things.
Yeah, so the best thing that came out of us, especially for the fire service out of COVID, was the hybrid programs and bringing an online component or work at your own pace for these same programs that we sat in the classroom and it took us years to get. Is now you can do it at your own pace online and go to and finish the skills in either a weekend or a week-long program and have the same certification.
What do you say to that young kid who maybe is a little in fear of making the jump?
I think we have the opportunity. We allow people to do ride-alongs, so you can come and see the station. You can come and just visit and talk to us and see what the station's like, what the atmosphere is, and if it's something you think you might want to do, then you can take the next step and do a ride-along. We can help get those folks into, especially people that are 18, have the driver's license, and maybe they didn't get in the WAVE program. Maybe it's a different way they want to change. They're working somewhere. We have the ability to get them into programs where they can get their firefighter and EMT relatively quickly, probably within a year or less, 2 semesters for each one. And we can help
2
those-
semesters.
2 semesters.
2 semesters, you could have your career and really, start working on retirement and insurance and a career, a
Yes.
life-changing career.
Correct.
If you think about somebody working full-time today, the new programs, the EMT program, for example, it's a hybrid program. Like Kevin said, it was spawned from the need from COVID, but really there's been huge benefits that's came out of it, because you could work a full-time job. You do the classroom portion of it, which is the major portion of either EMT or fire, either one, and you get your didactic through that, and you can do all of your education through that. So if you're if there are portions of it you're a quick learner with, you have the ability to move forward in that. If you need more time to comprehend certain portions of it, you have the ability to get that and slow down. At certain points through that course, you have a practical portion of it. So we come in and test your skills on that. But really, it takes from being in a classroom and in a structured session from 9 months, 8 or 9 months of 2 days a week, or 3 or 4 months of 5 days a week, to your classroom on your own time, and then maybe 3 to 10 days of hands-on where you're getting your training. And then when you come on board, there's going to be a lot of hands-on training. Your whole first year is going to be that way.
I think it's amazing. You know, we talked a little bit about kind of when you guys went through the program and, you know, the structure of it and needing to be full-time. And as we all know, you know, time is changing and needing to adapt, I think is amazing that these programs are really adapting to what the new style of learning is. Being able to be, you know, a fast learner or a slow learner and being able to adjust that for people is amazing. Blown away. I think that what I always like to stress in these situations is that it can be built around where your life is at the moment. You know, if you're a young family member and you have kids and you're, you know, working, you can still do this. Don't hesitate. You guys are really looking for 18 and above, clean record, have the drive, and we talked about once you're in this profession, it's really, it takes your heart, and you're vested in it.
Most people don't just leave this profession. It's you either have a love for it or you don't. People that start in it don't stay in it. There's not a whole lot of people in that category, but if you don't like it or it's not your cup of tea, then you'll leave. And like Kevin was talking about other advantages, and you know, when you're a young person, you don't look at things, but Kevin was talking about pension earlier, and how that's important.
And that really is something that's good about getting into this program. If you are, you know, born and raised here and you want to stay here, this is a great career. I mean, you guys talked about 20, 25 years and being able to really collect on that once you put your time in, and so many opportunities come from completing your years in and all the things that you can continue to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At a young age, even after you retire, really.
Correct.
Let's talk about those.
So, Kevin, explain the pension thing a little bit, because that's something in today's world in the work environment that we don't always see, and that's one of our recruitment good things, I think.
So with the state of Arizona, and we use public safety personal retirement system, is the member that we hire today has an option to go defined benefit or defined contribution. And defined contribution is more of your 401k in the private sector, or defined benefit is if you make this much and you work this long, you will get this much money in retirement for the rest of your life. And that's the big draw to working in the public sector like this, is having that defined benefit option. And that is still on the table today for the new firefighters coming in. Now, pension across the nation is what everybody's going after, and we still have it here, and it's a huge benefit for retirement. The problem that we see is today's 18 to 25-year-old, they don't bring that into consideration because it's too far away for them. And I was very fortunate in my career is my dad was in the fire service, so I knew that was my ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's really cool. Jeff, are you good? Are we ready for some pictures?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
You
let's
ready?
let's
Do
run
it.
them.
All right, we'll start with this one.
Confined space training.
Tell us about it.
So this, what you see out in front of this firefighter is his lifeline. That air that he has in that bottle is what's going to get him through this event. And this is a simulation or confined space training, but it's he has to remove that. And as firefighters inside what we call an IDLH environment, meaning if we take our mask off, we're going to die. So that is his lifeline, right? And we never want to take it off our back. because we know exactly where it is. But if we have to get through a confined space entrance like that to get out of a building,
You have to
is
take it off.
now we have training in how to manage it, because it's still connected to the face piece, and we don't want to get it tangled up. He has to be able to get it back on his back appropriately, because again, if you take that mask off, and that's what's changed with today's fire, is yesterday's fire was natural product. Today it's not. So if we do take that mask off today, the chemicals that are in the smoke is not going to be good.
Keep in mind, he's in a tube is what they were doing confined space training in that scenario. There's some other ones coming up here that we practice the same reason. If you think about a house is built, the 2x4s are 16. There's one 16 inches on center. That's 16 inches wide, and there's a possibility if they're in a building that's on fire and they have to get out immediately, there's no window, or even making a rescue, they can make a hole in drywall pretty quick. And part of that training is, again, getting that air pack off. In this case, they're rescuing a downed firefighter, which is a special trained, a Bullocks dummy that can record different things while you're rescuing him. But it's being able to get in and out of those situations, taking your air pack on and getting it off. It's also very important for rescue of other people, the occupants of the building, be able to get in and out quickly and how you need to. Today, you've probably got, if the house is a working structure fire, we do 10-minute timers on the house. That's our mark point when we have a working fire like this. The command officer, dispatch is telling him, you're in the scene 10 minutes, you're in 20 minutes, you're in 30 minutes. And the reason you use the 10-minute markers is you start seeing structural collapse in new houses at 10 minutes. And,
Wow.
and as that continues in there, that incident commander will make a decision on whether he's going to allow people to continue interior firefighting or if we're just putting water in through the roof or through the windows from outside.
Split-second decisions.
Yes, this is
To
a fire
change life.
2 years ago, Kevin,
About that,
in
yeah.
Los Lagos,
Yeah.
November of 22.
We remember that fire. I think that one sticks really in your head because you were able the back of the house is on the main street right there.
Correct.
So
Yes.
you're literally driving by and visually seeing the fire like in
So
those windows.
That was my footage. I don't know if you guys saw that. I videotaped the fire from the back, and I
Oh,
have the whole
yeah.
thing.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'll have to show you guys after the show. But I have a full video of that house on fire.
Happily, that house is almost completely rebuilt. I believe they're getting ready to occupy here pretty quickly.
Wow.
Nice.
This is another one of our scenes that is very common. Vehicle accident, especially on 95 with the traffic. If you've lived here as long as Kevin does, you could probably drive down 95 when he first started here without passing more than a couple dozen
Yeah.
cars from Mojave
Two
Valley to
lanes.
Bullhead. Today, you can't get 200 feet without passing it. So traffic increase. The good part of this is new cars are built much better and they have much more safety features.
Yeah.
But we still have a large number of accidents on the highway. Cell phones and other distractions don't help in the cars. And that's one of our biggest risks. It's, you think about firefighters getting hurt and killed in the line of duty in a burning house. That's the most dangerous situation you can be in, but the car is the more likely that something will happen to you on a roadway. State of Michigan just had a state trooper killed yesterday making a traffic stop on I-75. Car slid off in the snow and struck him. So those accident scenes are really dangerous for the people that are in the car accidents, and they're equally dangerous for us. So I know people get frustrated with traffic, so I'll go off on that a little bit.
Yeah, you
They
should.
don't like it
Yes,
when a
let's
fire
tell
truck's sitting out there, and there's a lot of negativity about that sometimes because, in the old days, they pull up with the ambulance, we park behind the car, we just throw them out, we weave in and out of traffic. Today we don't do that because we know that causes accidents and injures firefighters and the other people that are already hurt. So now you'll see at an accident scene, you'll see the use of the ambulance and the law enforcement vehicles in the front of the line, and you'll see a fire truck blocking usually that lane and the next lane over because people don't often pay attention. If they hit that fire truck, it's back far enough, it's heavy enough and back far enough that it won't impact the accident scene, and that's why you see it. But accidents by far are increasing here on 95.
Increase of people, increase of accidents, increase of fires, huh?
Yes.
And a long change from 2 lanes and a temporary light at Camp Mojave.
So, Kevin, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so I got my paramedic in 2000, and although it doesn't seem to me that long ago, but the change in paramedicine and what we do, what we did then compared to today, is incredible. Just with every technology, it's in the EMS field, in the with the EMTs and the paramedics, and what we're doing today. Um, our cardiac monitors are about $50,000 brand new,
That was what you just saw.
and that's what you just saw. And it doesn't just do the cardiac side now, and it also takes in all the parameters on how much oxygen are we giving them, what is their what's called end tidal CO2 of the patient, and all the parameters that we can monitor and treat that patient. Is that ambulance is really the rolling emergency room, and we can do everything that the emergency room can do in the back of the ambulance or on that scene.
I bet that's mind blowing for you guys as you see these things unfold and things change and grow and
So
what
the-
you can do.
In the paramedic world, I got certified in 1982, and I'm still a certified paramedic. I recertified here in Arizona. And obviously, I've taken a lot of continuing ed classes. Kevin, how long was your class?
My class was 1 year.
So mine was 250 hours. It was about 4 months. Now, they had a real heavy hospital length on there. Today, it's over 1,500 hours for a paramedic program. And the folks that have been, the ladies and gentlemen that have been paramedics for a lot of years, have worked up their way to the new training level. But so when you think about that commitment to be a paramedic on top of being an EMT firefighter, that's another huge commitment. And we talk a lot about recruitment and retention. That's another thing we have to offer to potential employees that come in that want to be in the fire service as a career, is starting out with EMT and firefighter, and the fire department will pay for not only the class but your time to go through paramedic school
Very
and
cool.
train you as a paramedic.
Yeah, continuing education, I'm sure, never stops really with what you guys
It
do.
doesn't.
Yeah.
We train every day, literally.
What does the future hold for you guys? I mean, you have a lot going on, a lot has happened, and I think that you have a lot kind of that you're heading towards.
Just like all the other industries, is the fire service is changing, and we're looking for the avenues to capture our money, and how do we do that to grow our organization, to provide for our community. With that, one of them currently is what's called interfacility transports, and that's those are hospital to hospital, and right now that's a big portion of what we do. We like to do it with off-duty members coming back in and taking those, and then so it's from Valley View Medical Center to typically Las Vegas, but we do go Southern California, Flagstaff, Phoenix.
Wow.
So it's getting our patients in our community to the specialty they need at those other hospitals.
I think the other big thing that is in our sights is recruitment and retention is always difficult, especially now in the fire service. It's not just us. It's small departments, it's volunteer departments, it's career, even the size of Vegas and Phoenix. So we struggle with that, and that's why we look at alternative plans and methods to get people in a fire service career, whether it be the WAVE program for somebody in high school still, or one of the hybrid programs that they can come to, work another job, and make the jump over to the fire service. We've got a lot of things in the works that are exciting at Fort Mojave. In the next couple of years, you'll see changes in stations. We need to do some station reconstruction and potentially replace Station 91. That's 91 there, which is on Joy Lane. We're looking hopefully in the next couple of years to change that station to a new facility to better hold our equipment, our manpower, and our training needs. The other changes we have coming is we have actually 4 new ambulances coming in the next 12 months. 2 are smaller transit ambulances for the interfacility transfers that Kevin talked about, and 2 are regular size 911 ambulances. No matter what we do with recruitment retention, whether it's equipment, apparatus, and stations, we have 2 primary goals, and that's to protect the public we serve and to protect the members that serve the public. Safety is our overriding priority, whether it's for the public or for our personnel, and it takes a lot to do that every day. But that's our priority, and that's our promise to the public, is we'll give them the best service at any time of the day that we can give them.
I love it. Thank you guys for coming out and educating us. I think it's always important to educate, the youth, the people who are just looking for a life change, of really the flexibility of being able to become, a paramedic, fire department, and really start your career. So thank you for educating us on that, as well as, keeping you guys safe out there during accidents. I feel like everybody's running so fast that sometimes you forget to have patience and understand that we're just out there doing jobs, saving lives, right?
Yep.
Yep, exactly.
Thank you for being just a call away to protect our community. We appreciate you. And I think we're ready to wrap it up. What you
All
think?
right.
Thank you very
All
much.
Thank you.
right.
Thank you for having us.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it.
Hey guys, shop local, support local, and have a good day.